The US stocks ended solidly high on Friday as a strong jobs report and optimism about US-China trade negotiations ahead of the December 15 tariff deadline fueled investors' risk appetite. The S&P 500 closed 0.9% higher at 3,145.91, its biggest one-day gain since October 15. Friday's strong gains helped the index recover prior losses and post just a slight weekly fall of 0.2%. The US added 266,000 new jobs in November, the biggest such increase since January, suggesting a strong labor market. The strong employment activity suggests that the US economy is in a better spot than previously thought to withstand any potential drag from the US-China trade war and other geopolitical risks. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose by 1.2% at 28,015.06. Friday's performance was the Dow's best since October 4th, when it rallied by 1.4%. Still, it posted a weekly fall of 0.5%. Over the weekend, we learned that China's exports fell for the fourth consecutive month in November and were well below expectations, falling by 1.1% year-on-year, versus expectations for a 1% increase. In the meantime, the Nasdaq Composite jumped by 1% on Friday to end at 8,656.53. For the week, it dropped by half percentage point. In other news, China has ordered all government offices and public institutions to remove foreign computer equipment and software within 3 years. Stocks likely to be impacted by this news include Microsoft, Dell, and Hewlett-Packard. Active movers last week include Google parent Alphabet, Goldman Sachs, and Apple. Thus, Apple shares reached record levels, gaining 1.9% on Friday. For the week, the stock rose by 1.07%. There have been reports in recent weeks about a 5G iPhone planned for the year 2020. Apple is up about 70% in 2019, making it the best-performing Dow component by a fairly wide margin. Among decliners, Amazon shares posted a solid fall last week. The stock somewhat rebounded on Friday to end at 1,751.60. However, it still lost 3.6% week-on-week. The stock fell after the e-commerce and cloud computing giant said that Trump's improper pressure and behind-the-scenes attacks harmed its chances of winning a $10 billion Pentagon contract. Investors keep a close watch on US-China trade relations as planned tariffs on Chinese imports kick in on December 15. Analysts say markets still hope for a delay in the deadline, while expecting more positive gestures from both sides. The common theme today is low volatility and small trading ranges, but the uncertainty surrounding trade is hanging over equities. Also in focus is the Federal Open Market Committee's two-day policy meeting, where a rate cut is unlikely after last week's blockbuster jobs report. Investors watching the semiconductor sector will tune into November sales data from UMC, which rose by 20.2% year-over-year. This week's events, which are worth paying attention, also include European Central Bank policy meeting on December 11, where the market is pricing less than 50% odds of an additional cut, and the United Kingdom's general election on December 12. You've watched a weekly financial review on InstaTV with me, Anna Kasatkina. Stay tuned.